Good morning to all. Now I am going to talk about the topic is the three properties of colors. In this section, we have look at the terminology of color properties and their meaning in different contexts. Color properties allow us to distinguish and define colors. The more we know about color properties, the better we can adjust colors to our needs. First, hue. Hue defines pure color in terms of green, red or magenta. Hue also defines mixtures of two pure colors like red yellow or yellow green. Hue is usually one property of three when used to determine a certain color. Hue is more technical definition of our color perception which can be used to communicate color ideas. Hue ranges from 0 degree to 359 when measured in degrees. Hues are basically colors we learn to connect with words and children. Hues refers to the set of pure colors within a color space. Then tint. Tint is a color term commonly used by painters. Tint is a mixture result of an originally colors to which has been added white. If you tinted a color, you have been adding white to the original color. A tint is lighter than the original color. When we used as a dimension of color space, tint can be amount of white added and original colors. In such a color space, a pure color would be non-tinted. The next one, shade. Shade is a color term commonly used by painters. A shade is a mixing result of an original color to which has been added black. If you added a color, you have been adding black to the original color. A shade is darker than the original color. When used as a dimension of a color space, shade can be amount of black added to an original color. In such a color space, a pure color would be non-shaded. Then tone. Tone is a color term commonly used by painters. There is a broader and a narrower definition of tone. The broader definition defines tone is a result of mixing a pure color with an neutral grayscale color including the two extreme white and black. By this definition, all tint and shades are also considered to be tones. The next property is saturation. Saturation is a color term commonly used by digital analog imaging experts. Saturation is usually one property of three when used to determine a certain color and measured as percentage values. Saturation defines a range from pure color 100% to gray 0%. At the constant lightness level, a pure color is fully saturated. From a perception point of view, saturation influences the grade of purity or vividness of a color or image. A desaturated image is said to be a dull, less color or washed out but can also make an impression of being softer. We will clear up the term saturation from a color mixing point of view in the color spaces section. The last one is brightness. Brightness is the attribute of our perception which is mainly influenced by a color's lightness. This is probably why brightness and lightness are often mixed up Brightness is not a color property if used correctly. For one color of specific hue, the perception of brightness is also more intense. If we increase saturation, a higher level of saturation makes a color looks brighter. In relation to other colors, the brightness intensity of the color is also influenced by its hue. We can then speak or relative luminescence to refers to brightness. The last one is the grayscale. A grayscale is a series of neutral colors ranging from black and white or the other way around. Each step's color value is usually shifted by constant amount. A grayscale color can be determined by the value of one-dimensional color space. On a white surface, example paper, the grayscale color value equal to the relative intensity of black ink applied to the medium. On the black surface, example monitor, the black scale color value equal to the relative intensity of white, that is light, applied to the medium. That's it. Thank you.